Welcome to block 2. I hope everybody had a fun time having an extra week with the strength block. Let's get into it. Quick little disclaimer. I filmed this video after a workout of my own in between a pouring rain break that the storm let us have and also in Bluntstones. So please do as I say, not as I do in some of these. Starting with our warm-up, we have reverse lunge to sprinter to single leg deadlift to a sprinter again, focusing on really trying to keep our stability, making sure that all of these movements are nice and fluid. I want your base leg to be as stable and as strong as possible. Whoop, wiggle, catch. Then we've got our downward dog flow, moving nice, slow, and controlled, feeling a nice stretch, pushing the floor away as hard as you can. I don't recommend doing this on concrete, but it does the trick. And then we have our hip airplanes, very similar to a single leg deadlift. We are opening up through our hip and then closing it back up again. Major focus for this one is, again, that ground leg, super stable, trying to keep that knee facing forward the whole time. So even as I rotate open, my knee isn't coming with. I'm opening up my hips. Quad and hip stretch. Try to keep that leg tucked underneath you, both hips on the ground, nice stretch. All right, now time to work. Starting off with a split squat iso and a soleus cat raise. Keeping our pelvis nice and stable as we do these. So we're in a very beautiful, gorgeous split squat, just raising our heels up off the ground. Think of it as if you were sprinting. All right, we got our dynamic hip bridge switches, staying up nice and tall in our bridge, switching our heels, stomping them into the ground as fast as we can. One thing I recommend is starting to do this on something soft, like a pillow or a bundled up sweater or grass. Do not do it on concrete. It don't feel nice. Then we have our bear crawl bird dogs. These are pretty hard, so you can always start with keeping your knees on the ground or just maybe extending one leg or just one arm at a time rather than trying to do both. Trying to keep our back nice and flat and find stability within, but they're pretty stinking hard. So, all right, some lateral drives. So I want us loading up nice and big on that outside push leg and then doing a very nice landing. When we land, quick switch, and then reproduce again. Medial hop to big lateral hop. I want the first hop to be fast, the second hop to be reactive fast, but a little bit of a slower bound. I want us sticking that landing on each time or jumping again. All right, pretend I have a little block or a little hurdle here or even my water bottle. I'm going to be doing fast as I can, tuck jumps over top of it. Okay, so as marches, you're going to find something to lean against. Could be a wall, could be a bench. You're going to drive your knee up, bringing knee to chest and then toes to knee, and you're going, yeah. Okay, this should look pretty similar to a sprint, right? If a wall or a bench isn't available, there is always an option to do these on the floor. They kind of just look like mountain climbers. Okay, then we got a tall kneel to a squat. So we're going to lean back, use our hips, drive as fast as we can to pull our legs underneath us and land in a squat. Bah, bang, boom. Okay, we got a side abduction. So find a wall, find a bench, find anything really. You can do this lying down as well if it works better for you. As long as there's an angle between your thighs and it's not just parallel straight down, you're going to be pushing as hard as you can into an unmovable object. All right, we have single leg broad jumps. So big load up using our hips, landing with a nicely bent knee. Bad quality. Being super explosive, exploding through our hip, big load. Big jump, good land. Okay, so this one we're focusing on how fast we can absorb and then produce more force. So I want you dropping off of a box or a bench or a chair or really anything. You're going to land and quickly go into a lateral bound. Stick the landing, bend your knee, and be an athlete. All right, then we have some rhythmic drops. So we are quick up at the top and then landing and catching ourselves in a beautiful, gorgeous low split squat. As you can tell, my legs are feeling it from an assault bike, so please, I beg, look more athletic than this. Okay, lateral lunge, drop and pop. So we are going to be dropping into a lateral lunge, trying to pop out of it as quickly as we can. Pretty similar to our depth drop and jump off a bench. Again, going for speed, so we're bang, bang. Okay, half kneeling lateral starts. So we are starting down on one knee and we're generating all of our power from that knee that's up. And we're going into a nice, beautiful, gorgeous 10-meter sprint. Boo. Okay, hi, real-time Diana now, editor Diana. A couple of things about this video. One, I filmed it pretty quickly and I was quite fatigued. So if anything looks a little lazy or a little slow, just know that it is and that you could probably do better. Take the visuals that I gave you guys and then add a little bit more effort, a little more energy, a little more footwork, and make them a little bit more beautiful than how I made them. Take the cues that I gave you guys and try and really apply them to when you're working on it, to kind of help you guys a little bit more. The main focus for this block was kind of hip explosivity, but also like bulletproofing them. So very strong hips. We need our hips a lot of issues with backs, knees, and ankles stem at our hips, especially for female athletes. So that is the main focus of this, which is why you're doing a lot of what might feel like stability, but also like explosive stuff for your hips. So the hip airplanes, the single leg deadlifts, the dynamic hip drops, now I'm forgetting everything. Everything is in there for a reason. And although the demo might not be the most gorgeous, beautiful demo, but hopefully something that will help guide you to do it better. So have so much fun. Good luck with this one. If you have any questions, please reach out to any of your coaches and they can send along any questions. I'd be more than happy to clarify or re-show something. But that's all. Bye.